The world today has improved in many ways, especially in regards to access to information that is made easier through technology. This is a good thing because it helps us to simplify information gathering from an hours long study at the library with big physical books to a mere few minutes through searching on Google. The sad reality is that not all of this is how people today operate. In fact, it seems that the easier things have gotten, the less mature many people have become. I explained in my last video how political polarization has come to a crescendo through the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and how this moment defines the current state of American politics. But politics isn't the only important thing affecting us in our day-to-day lives. In fact, I'd argue that the psychological, social, and spiritual factors play a much bigger, though oftentimes not well acknowledged, role in the emotional regression of our society. Many people have stagnated in terms of their development, and what used to take a few years to achieve is now taking much longer. Based on the research conducted by social psychologists Jean Twenge and Jonathan Haidt, it is actually true that so many people, especially amongst the younger generation, aka Gen Z, have stunted emotions, and that the rate of maturity has been regressing. So, for example, an average 18-year-old today has the maturity level of a 15-year-old. So it is theorized that many people today are 3 years or so behind in terms of their emotional development. 3 years might not seem like a big number, but when you accumulate all the experiences of one person, it all adds up. And now you take that person and you multiply them by 1,000, a million, or a billion, and we have a societal issue on our hands. This requires us to develop not just a simple coping mechanism, but a deeper understanding of how to navigate our current world with its unprecedented reality. We don't have to like this reality, but in order to maintain our sanity, we have to adapt to it. So how do we maintain our sanity and adapt to this radically new reality we all find ourselves in? First, you need to understand the landscape. Spend time observing how individuals in a certain context you are frequently in behave. What kind of people are they? And what do they like to talk about? What are their values? If there is more similarity than difference, you should lower your guard a bit in order to create more connections with such individuals. However, if you notice a significant difference, especially one that you can't or aren't willing to bridge for whatever reason, then you should probably take a step back and figure out why you're even there in the first place. Are you there because it's important, like you work there, or is it optional? If it's something important like work, keep your conversations with your coworkers very brief and superficial. Do not engage in conversations regarding very private and personal matters because chances are they will use it against you somehow. If the place you are in is optional, then you can just simply remove yourself and find a place where you are more likely to be accepted and or feel comfortable in. Second, be an example to others, but don't lower yourself in order to be more likable or relatable. It's not your job to be Mr. or Mrs. Popular. Your job is to be yourself and do what you are there to do. Whether it's work, be with friends and spend time with them, volunteer, etc. When you debase yourself in order to seem more relatable, what you're communicating is that your worth is zero and that you are willing to allow others to enter and leave freely without any consequences. It can seem wise to do this in the beginning and for a short period of time, maybe because it will make others like you more. However, eventually they will realize that you are a revolving door and they will not take you as seriously anymore. No one can respect you more than you can respect yourself. So don't give others an excuse or an opportunity to mistreat you and use you for their own gain. The reality is that most people at the end of the day are quite selfish. So you should be a bit selfish too. The distinction should be made in terms of following ethical and moral boundaries, which leads to my third point. Make sure you take the moral high ground through action. A lot of people know how to merely appear to be morally superior without actually being morally superior. This is extremely shallow and manipulative, and it would make you no better than the people you're trying to deal with. Instead, what you have to ask yourself is, how can I be a light in this world instead of darkness? What can I do to spread positivity and sanity instead of sickness and insanity? While it's okay to be somewhat selfish and look out for yourself to a certain degree, being like this all the time would make you a narcissist. And there aren't many people who are genuinely big fans of narcissists. So don't be one of those people. Look out for yourself, but look out for others as well, while also maintaining your self-respect. So that's it for this video. If you like this content, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share to get notified about more videos like this one. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.